On this channel, I never covered this petition here. It says, we support Amber Heard and Aquaman 2. And I think it's really important to take a look at the other side, because here we pretty much support Johnny, and think about what they're saying and if they're wrong or not. And in this case, yeah, they probably are. Let's see if they make one or two good points. I'm going to go through this list a little later because I have it cut out in nicer text to read. So for now, let me get into the explanation they give for the petition. Amber Heard inspires us. We support her in Aquaman 2 and in any role she has. Amber is not only powerful as Murrah, but she is also an activist for human rights. But she can't possibly be as good as Emilia Clarke as Murrah, because Emilia Clarke has like fantastic chemistry with Jason Momoa, and people would be dying to see those two on the screen again. Just figured I'd add that in. She was the first American actress to be named Human Rights Champion to the United Nations Human Rights Office. She's an ambassador for the LCLU, donor to women's rights groups, protector of refugees, and does charity. She has spent years helping children. She's an inner philanthropist and advocate who should have a voice. We want to see her in more films, movies, shows, modeling, and work in the entertainment industry. We want to see more equal rights advocacy. And so does everybody in the world. Equal rights are one thing. Wanting a whole ton of money for marrying someone, that's another thing. So, I gotta say this off the bat, I honestly don't care what incredible good deeds you did if it's unrelated to what the trial is about, what you're being accused of. She could have done all the best things in the world, hands down, but if she abused Johnny and there's proof, she's got to pay for that specific act. And when she gets caught as an abuser, a user, things like this, it's harder to believe that she did these good things out of the kindness of her heart and that she wasn't just doing them to build some kind of resume to make her look like a good person. So this part up here seems to echo what they said on the first page. She's a positive influence on us and we should see more of her. We want powerful women who can be respected and treated equally. Nobody wants women to be treated unequally. We created this petition because we support women who have been domestically abused, and we would prevent violence against women, and everybody in the world in their right mind who's a sane person supports women who are abused. So that's saying absolutely nothing. We want her humanitarian work and leadership to continue. Would you stand up to prevent or stop domestic violence? The social question is also, would you save her? Would I save Amber from what? Suing somebody for nothing? Basically? Save her from her role in Aquaman 2? I guess that's what they mean. Apparently she's getting it. This petition might have been before they definitively found out if she was getting the role or not, but apparently she won't need saving from that. The movie box office might need saving if this gets around a little bit bigger and better, but that's a different story. Amber Heard was domestically abused by her ex-husband and is still abused by Johnny Depp and his fans. This is the important part. This is where we come in, both financially and online daily. We would rather not refer to him, but we need to support women who go against powerful people and believe the victims. I mean, you believe the facts, you believe the proof. So that's actually more of what Johnny has now. Amber Heard wrote in the Washington Post, because the Washington Post is really this very honorable, truth-telling newspaper. They don't have trashy articles, by the way, about how she had to change her phone number weekly due to death threats from Depp fans and how she supports rights. Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change. I've gone through this before. Changing a phone number as someone so famous as Amber Heard is probably a pretty common thing. It probably happens once in a while. If your phone number leaks out one time anywhere and it gets out, you have to change it. So I'm not famous, I don't know what it's like, but I think logic tells us that, pretty common thing. We have to take a stand now. They're trying to remove Amber Heard's jobs, career, resources, financial support, and they harass her and organizations, even the charities, UN and ACLU, for years for supporting her. It doesn't matter to these others how much philanthropy or good work she does. She's never perfect enough to them. We care and we want leaders like Amber who advocate for equality, and no shit, I don't care what good deed she does because it's irrelevant to the court case. Okay? So what's relevant to the court case is how, let's say, Johnny treats women. And we have 3 fantastic testimonies from 3 of his exes. And I believe Cruz is a good friend, but 3 women close to him who say he treats women wonderfully. He's a great guy. So Amber Heard can be a saint. She can be an angel sent from heaven. She could be Saint Nick and deliver toys on Christmas to all the kids in the world. It doesn't matter. She still did what she did, and that's all that matters. Yeah, I said matters too much. Let's keep going. Here's the list of her accomplishments. Go through it kind of quick. Started volunteering at age 12 and spent mornings at an Austin soup kitchen. Alright, I mean, they don't have many details here. Was it 2 mornings? Was it 3? Was it 1.5? At age 16, took a stand against her school prom, denying a same-sex couple entry by appealing to the ACLU. Alright, I mean, I don't have like a super strong opinion on that, but I would think that would be the business between the same-sex couple's parents and the school mostly. It wouldn't necessarily be something she should get involved in, to be honest. That's my take. Like I said, kind of a complex one on that. But I'll just break even on that one, not giving her a plus or a minus. Has worked with the Art of Elysium since inception, a charity that brings the arts into lives of seriously ill children. So they're going to press on this like she worked with children thing, but my whole concern is they're not saying hours, times. They say years, decades, and things like that, but, she could have, like, visited that thing twice for, like, 5 minutes, and they say, she's working with this charity. So I really need more details before I give her credit as doing such a good thing. Has traveled to Amnesty International research missions to the Mexican border and brought awareness to Syrian refugees living in camps in Jordan. Okay. Again, we need information. How long was she there? What did she do? If she just went there, she might not have even got out of the airport. She could have just signed a few papers and took a few pictures at the airport. I don't know. Here's the one. Has volunteered for children's hospitals in LA for over a decade. What does that mean? So let's assume it's a minimum of 11 years. What did she do? How long was she in the hospitals? How often was she in the hospitals? Did she go once a year? If she went once a year, you could technically say for over a decade. If she went once a year for 7.5 minutes and took a picture, you could say a decade. But there's no details, so I can't give her points for that. Donated millions of her divorce settlement to the ACLU and the LA Children's Hospital. Now here's the thing. Amber Heard on her own doesn't deserve and isn't worth millions. She was a very low-level actress and music video extra, basically, whatever. So she doesn't have rightful possession of millions in the first place. So all Amber did was give someone else's millions to that children's hospital, if that was even her decision. But even if it was her decision, it wasn't even her rightfully owned money anyway. So, yeah, no points for you guys there. Is a women's rights ambassador for the ACLU and human rights champion for the United Nations. And simply being an ambassador doesn't necessarily mean you're doing something good. It depends on what you do as that ambassador, which I don't know because they don't say. Supporter of Born This Way Foundation, GLAD, or GLAD, I guess you say, Habitat for Humanity, the Trevor Projects, Rise Now Us, SAMS USA, Cyber Civil Rights Initiative, SHIELD Acts, Center for Inquiry, World Identity Network, and Human Rights Campaign. Bunch of fancy names, and I honestly have no idea what all those things are. I guess they're important, but I'm going to take another wild guess that Amber Heard didn't portion out her time and money and resources to those things in any meaningful way. She probably signed up for them so she could have a silly little resume to say she helps out and things like that. Spoken at global events like the UN Social Goods Summit, Global Citizen Festival, One Young World Conference, L'Oreal Women of Worth, and Emory Awards Gala. Duty to rescue and duty to care. So this whole list right here is just pretty much one big vomit of bragging rights on paper where she probably hardly did anything for any of it. Then again, that's my opinion, my speculation, but I'm unimpressed. You guys let me know down below. What do you think? look at all the good stuff she's done. Do you like her now? Is she awesome? Should we sign the petition that only has 4,800 signatures about? Nah, we'll pass. I've said a few times on this channel that my traditional content was with the Disney Star Wars franchise, but the one thing that irritated me a lot more than the actual movies and storylines that got wrecked was the fans on the other side who defended them. And the fans who defended the movies put me down and fans like me down and just, called me troll, sexist, 40-year-old white dude. And the thing is, on the other side of Amber Heard, they're attacking the fans, saying, oh, fans won't leave Amber Heard alone. Fans are causing a problem on the internet, stuff like that. It's the same crap. And the point is, they can't just say, well, you guys have your opinion and we have ours. The fans are a big problem for Amber. I'm thinking most fans just express what they're thinking. Some fans come around, say some nasty things, but that's on both sides of any argument. But most fans, I think, have followed Johnny for a really long time, and I can tell. And I think it means something to them. I don't think they're just kind of trolly fans who are taking the side of a man or something like that. It seems real to me. I'm real. I've said I am not a huge fan of Johnny. I am not a diehard fan, but he's someone I grew up watching, someone I respect, and someone I have no problem defending. There it is. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think below. Do a shout out. Gonna give a shout out to Linda82. Seen her here a lot. I don't know if you actually upload. I don't know. Let me know. And a shout out to Aduda Reviews. Pretty sure that's how you say it. I'm not the best with names. Some of you might have figured that out. I don't care. So, he's on Twitter. I follow him. Thanks for the support. If you're not subscribed here, smash that subscribe button. I'm doing shoutouts, special thanks, things like that. Amber, Johnny, pop culture, entertainment. I point at the webcam because I don't care about the other videos because not everyone makes it to the end. And I will see you next time.